Good morning, everyone. It's a Saturday morning on Herald Square, and I want to talk to you about a very difficult problem today. It's a problem where there is no real satisfactory answer. It's a problem of when force is necessary. We're in a century of democratic revolution, and we are pushing for democratic revolution, and we are confronted with the need for creating also a revulsion against violence. A revulsion against violence is a cultural war to be fought on every front. But what do we do when we acknowledge, as we must, that there are times when force is going to be necessary? Triadic philosophy, which is the philosophy articulated here on this Twitter site, hopefully you will peruse what is here and imbibe. Triadic philosophy is not pacifist, is not reflexively opposed to the use of force, because there is evil in the world. Evil is not some product of the devil or some condition that is inevitable. It is a product of the human mind. It is the problem of human articulation of values that are not good, if we may say so. All right. Let's take Syria and let's take Egypt. And they are certainly not the only countries that we could discuss. But in each case, force is a necessary means of reckoning with proven impunity. It's more difficult in Egypt because we have seen that the army, which is the necessary element in redirecting the democracy that was derailed during the Morsi era. The only way to redirect that democracy was an intervention by the army. This intervention turned into a horrendous riot almost, stripping away the seeming rationale for the democratic revolution that most of the people, all of the people I would think, in Egypt desperately want. So, in Egypt, we must not take a neutral attitude on this. We must say, with the people of Egypt, with the majority of the people of Egypt, that it was necessary to redirect this democracy. And it was necessary for the army to intervene. And it is necessary for the army to relent when it comes to its own impunity and its own vile attempt to exert a kind of control in the situation. It's not a happy situation, but ultimately this is going to be worked out because there has been force, and force was necessary to put that democracy back on track. In Syria, we have what appears to be proven acts of extreme impunity and cruelty and horrendous death to children and others. Chemical warfare conducted by the government of the country with the support, unfortunately, of the Soviet Union. And I'm not sure that China is not at least a passive acceptor of this. And the United States has not exerted the kind of clarity that we might have hoped for in this at this point. Perhaps it's been done as I speak. But what we have to do is to figure out what force will most likely accomplish the objective of dislodging this government and making possible a democratic transition in that country. This is a puzzle to make everyone's hair just like mine, no matter what their age is. All right, this is serious. Triadic philosophy is an important stride in human thought, and it is worth exploring and worth understanding, because there is a way that is non-violent. That's how we're going to mainly get our democratic revolution. But there also is a clear necessity for the use of force by governments that espouse the value of democracy to create the basis for it universally. And that should be our position. And that is really all I have to say from Herald Square on this Saturday morning. Have a lovely weekend, and let us pray, actually exert our will to create a global democratic revolution that will not tolerate impunity, will not tolerate the chemical warfare, and also will discipline by some means the overreaction of forces that we must support as they attempt to right a democratic revolution. Thank you.